got a Deadpool mug.
Ooh.
That's a giant mug. Oh, it's in a box.
It's just a giant box.
It's a very big
That's
box.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it for my partner because she's super into Deadpool and the movie out and all.
Right. Makes sense.
I actually liked the second one more than the first one, I think.
She preferred the first one.
I think I liked the first one more for just in terms of tightness, but I definitely enjoyed the second one still.
The two issues I have with the first one are I don't like I like the soundtrack better in the first one, but I don't like how the first half is all the pain and torture, and the second half is all the jokes. In the second one, it's kind of like
fair.
It's like pain joke, pain joke, pain joke. It's
you're right. I kind of block out the pain part. No, you're right. I do block out the pain part. Yeah. I think I just like the second half of number 1 a little bit better. I guess that's the only thing. But no, you're right. There's a lot of just like, okay. There's jokes going all throughout in the second one. I do agree
the second one's a little annoying because it has a child actor, but he was actually pretty good, so...
He was pretty good, I thought.
I thought you liked him.
I thought so.
I
liked him in Wilder People. But I don't know. I mean, his character in this one is just like very cliche. Like, no one understands me. I'm gonna go to the dark side.
I think that's the point, though. Like, I mean, I guess with Deadpool, I always feel like that's the
Anakin Skywalker again, all over kind of crap.
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of felt like that was the point, especially when he's like, you know, I want to be a superhero, but I'm overweight. Nobody has overweight superheroes. It's discrimination.
They have the Blob. He was in the Wolverine movie.
The
Isn't he a villain, though?
Really? That's your representation for people who are overweight? Oh, really? The Blob?
I'm not gonna pick a skinny guy.
I'm just saying, like that's who you call.
Does Doc Ock count? He's kind of pudgy a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
But did you say specifically superheroes and not villains?
Oh.
What'd you say just now? Blob is a villain. And you said what?
Blob's
Doc Ock?
Blob is a villain.
Doc
Are
Ock's
there
a
any
villain.
overweight superheroes?
Even when he was in
I know
Spider-Man's
there's one.
body, he was
Hold on
kinda...
a second. I'm gonna come back with a great picture.
Oh, no. Oh,
Okay.
gosh, what have we done?
I have no idea. Probably has a poster of it or something.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Okay, so for Easter, my mom gave me this book. It's called Regrettable Superheroes. Is that mirrored for you? I don't know.
No, we can see it. We can see it.
Awesome.
All right, dude.
Okay, there's this guy. Fat Man, the human flying saucer. And it's just a fat guy who turns into a UFO. Like, it's not even related. It's the stupidest thing.
How is that not a thing? That would totally be... Okay, listen, Marvel and DC have had way stupider ideas than that.
Is that Marvel or DC?
Created by Seebecker. It's so old, it kind of predates
Really?
those
my
guys.
God.
Let's see.
Oh, man. That's what I mean, though. Listen,
Batman,
it's a stupid
the human
idea, but
flying
it is not the
saucer.
stupidest idea.
Yeah.
Oh, it was published by National Comics, which later became known as DC Comics.
Ah.
Okay, so it's pre-DC.
Yeah.
I mean...
Most of the characters in this book are super friggin' old, but they're so funny. Like look at this guy. His name's Zippo, and his powers are, he's got like motor-powered skates. Like, I can go as fast as a car. It's like, yeah, so can people with cars. Like, that's not a superpower.
Oh, lordy.
Apparently this bad guy created Captain Marvel.
Yes, the two guys who created Fat Man UFO Boy also created Captain Marvel. I'm not sure which
I'm
Captain
just
Marvel.
saying.
I assume the DC one.
Shazam.
Oh, Shazam, yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. The DC one, yeah.
Huh. Okay. You hit and
Sorry.
miss, I guess.
So, he's a hero, and he's fat, and he turns into a UFO.
Alright, I will accept that over the Blob. Oh, jeez.
Okay. This is
many good
episode
examples.
135 of the playonultra podcast.
Batman.
Hey, everybody. Flying Saucer Boy, or whatever his name was.
What
Our
is
new-
happening to the world? 2 episodes in 2 weeks straight.
What? It's crazy.
Too crazy.
And And I actually won't be here next weekend, so it's good we're doing it this time.
Yeah, I won't be here next week too, so...
I'll do it by myself.
Foe is back.
Oh, take it away.
I'll stream or something, I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
I
so
don't
funny.
know. Probably go see a movie.
Foe was away for quite a while, and he did things to himself. I don't know.
Did you do anything exciting?
There was one weekend I was camping. And then last weekend was the exciting weekend, though. Last weekend, I was at it was a camp. So the first time I was camping was like tent camping, like real camping. The second time was a camp, which was like in a cabin, like with 9 other people, because it was an improv camp. So like, you have like a schedule. So like you're like 2.5 hours with this guy, and you're gonna work on the economy of words. Then break for lunch, then free time. Then 2.5 hours with this other guy, and you're gonna work on your object scene work and that kind of stuff. So that was really fun.
Oh,
I
cool.
met a lot of cool people.
That's fun. That sounds like fun. I would do
Would do again.
You sound very social, unlike me.
Well, it's funny you mentioned. So when I lived in Santa Barbara, my improv instructor loved to say that we were a room full of introverts briefly pretending to be extroverts.
I mean, a lot of comedians are, though.
Yes,
like,
I think it's very true.
Most comedians are very introverted. So, that makes sense.
Yeah. But maybe. I don't know. I'm working on being more social. It's good. But I haven't seen any movies because of that. Like, I haven't seen Solo yet.
I like being social,
yes,
but
so.
I don't like the meeting other people part of it.
Yeah.
I actually
awkward.
am quite extroverted. I'm not very good at, like, engaging socially. Like, I can be very lazy, so I'll be like, I don't feel like going out today. But I actually, like, I don't like being by myself. I could never live by myself. One time I was by myself. My parents were on vacation. My brother decided to hang out with his girlfriend at the time, and I was by myself for 3 days. I pretty much just... I went to sleep in my room. I would go to my brother's room so I could use his PS3, and then I would, like, go to eat, and that was it, because it freaked me out too much. I don't do well in big spaces by myself. Yeah. But I actually, like, if I force myself to, because sometimes I'm just too lazy and tired, but I actually really do like the meeting random people part. Like, when I was kind of on OkCupid for a while, that was fun.
The part that's awkward for me, like, I like meeting random people, I guess. The part that sucks for me is meeting them a second time. Because then I'm not sure if they remember me, if I'm creepy for remembering them so well, if I even remember them. Like, I'm not good with names, but I'll remember random details. Like, hey, you're the guy who works at Airbnb. It's like, yes, but what's my name? I don't know. Like, do I give you a nod? Do I give you a smile? Do I shake your hand? I don't know what the proper interaction is.
Airbnb man, you turn into a flying saucer.
Yeah, I never know names. Although I'm often the person other people remember me, and then I will be like, we did a thing together. I had that happen so many times for me in college because I was the Hermione Granger in college, so I sat in the front row and always answered questions. So everybody knew who I was. I didn't know who they were because they were behind me, and I don't really look behind me often in class, so I was that weirdo.
Never do that, yeah.
Oops. But yeah, I get that.
But being on like a dating app site thing, I feel it's a bit easier because like you kind of know the point of the two people meeting.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I kind of like, I don't know, I do pretty well in groups of strangers because if everyone else feels awkward, I get magic superpowers where I'm not awkward. So that's always great. Like, the more awkward the room is, the less awkward I become. So that's why I like meeting like new groups of people. I'll tell you what's awkward for me. Trying to establish myself in an already established clique. That's the worst. I am no good at those situations. Ooh, I become a very shy, quiet, introverted mess in those cases.
Yeah.
So it's not really meeting a second time. It's more like meeting people who already know each other. That's bad.
Even strangers in a group, I take the backseat. Always.
Yay, our people skills are great. That's why we play video games.
The problem is when I'm with somebody, I can't, and like, let's say there's a silence, I can fill the silence, I can ask questions, I can start a conversation, but if they don't want that, I don't know if I'm super good at detecting that. It's like, are you talking back to me because you're polite? Or is this, are the lulls in the conversation because you want to stop talking, or just because you're also kind of awkward like me? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Do I keep
get
talking,
that.
or do I let the silence live?
I learned the very excellent skill of learning how to end a conversation, and I have to tell you, it's a very useful skill. Being able to know how to just, like, alright, I'll see you guys later, I'm gonna get going, like, especially like when you meet somebody that you haven't seen in a while, and, like, you're trying to kind of talk, but you have to move on. It's a very useful skill. I'm very proud of myself for knowing
Should just
how
do
to
it to start the conversation. Hi, what's your name? Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.
That's how I do it. Your guys are like, what the? Oh, jeez.
And I don't like meeting. I don't like going to like groups and events for hobbies, like video games.
Oh.
It just, I don't know. That's just a weird thing about it.
It can be weird. I go to conventions a lot, so you get used to it, but it is super awkward, I will admit, like, sitting in some of those,
I guess because it's just the whole entire community thing, and, like, there's a bit of a one-upping kind of thing going on.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a pride
That's why
thing.
certain panels get so awkward. Weird. Yeah. Certain panels get super awkward because you have a group of basically a bunch of nerds that are like already felt super self-conscious about themselves, but now they feel like they can like be themselves, and so it does feel like they're just one-upping everything, and you're like, all right, that's not the contest we were playing today, but yeah,
See you later.
I love.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love cons, but
I'm just gonna go stand in the corner over there, away from everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even going anywhere.
Oh man, yeah, it's true.
I had a book. I definitely read a lot of my books sometimes. I'm like, I'm just gonna not talk to people for a little bit. I'm gonna read a book.
Yeah, I used to read books a lot too, but see, here's the thing. I am really good at social friend, almost stranger situations, but do you know where I really suck? Family functions. I am the person in a corner reading a book at family functions. It's really weird.
Because you have like that relationship, but not really kind of thing.
I guess,
you don't really see each other
awkward.
apart from like, I don't know, for you guys maybe Christmas, I guess.
I guess, yeah, it's just awkward. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's super weird. I don't know where it comes from.
Right. So this is a very late correction, but I think the last podcast I was on, I said I was reading a Harry Potter fan fiction where Harry Potter, everything in the Wizarding World was a trick on Harry Potter. That was actually not true. I was mistaken as to what the premise of the book was. I'm halfway through the book now. The premise isn't that magic isn't real. Magic is real. The premise is that Harry Potter is now trying to use the rules the rules of science on magic to exploit it. So like a good example would be you can't cast, like, if you try to transfigure, let's say, a ball, like if you have a metal ball, you want to make the ball a rubber ball, a half rubber ball, you have to transfigure the entire ball into a half rubber, half metal ball. But he's like, no, the ball's just made of molecules, there's nothing insane, I can't transfigure one patch of molecules, and so he figures out partial transfiguration, which nobody else can do in the entire world.
Oh.
Wait, it's a book?
It's a fan fiction.
Oh, okay.
So I'm reading it on the Kindle. I got the EPUB version.
Oh, right.
I mean, some of those things are basically books, so yes.
It's real friggin' long.
Yeah,
It's
some
like
of them
122 chapters. I'm on halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan fiction go cray-cray.
Wait, 122 chapters.
Yeah, not all chapters are long. Some are kind of short, but it's pretty long.
Is it finished? Is it finished?
Actually, good question. I'm under the impression that it is.
Because fan fiction, like, either they're dropped or they're not finished, and you're like, oh, that's so hard.
I didn't look ahead, so I don't know for sure. If it's not finished, that'll suck. Because right now, so far, even though I'm halfway through, it's still his first year at Hogwarts.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to download it on your Kindle, I would think it must be semi-finished, but I don't know. I don't know how fan fiction works on Kindle.
Yeah, there's also the people did an audiobook version of it too. Like a bunch of people got together and read lines, so. Maybe that seems
sounds like a very popular fan fiction.
Yeah, I agree. It does sound that way.
Did you have to pay money for this?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just hpmore.com, I think, because it's Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality. That's the real name.
Oh, they have an actual website dedicated to it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're just getting advertising revenue. It's fine. I was worried that you actually had to pay for the book. I was like, no more
That's
of this
illegal,
50 Shades of Grey crap. 50 Shades of Grey made it kind of
Although, in hindsight, it's good enough that it's worth money, but I would not have paid for it without.
I'm sure you can find like a donation button somewhere if you wanted to.
There's,
right?
Almost certainly.
Yeah, I'm sure there's donation, but like I said, if they have a website ad revenue, I just have a principal problem with people like making money with fan fiction directly, but like donations like a Patreon and stuff like that. I mean, that's whatever. I mean, it's like doing any kind of fan work. People do Patreon.
But isn't Patreon payment disguised as donation. I have no idea.
I mean, basically, I'm putting Patreon donation in the same line.
Right. So. I mean, that's the idea of Patreon. You kind of like donate, but it's kind of like paying.
Basically,
because
you're
some
trying
content creators they choose to they get whatever that you pledge for everything that they make. So like every video they make, they get the pledge.
Yes.
Instead of just like a
instead of every
thing.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah, once a month. I've been tempted once I actually get on my channel again, making it. I think it's called Coffee or something like that. It's just
Buy
a
me
donation.
a coffee or something, right?
Buy me a coffee. Yeah,
Oh.
I've been tempted to kind of get started.
I think that's
on
like
that.
a $5 donation one-time thing.
Yeah. Just is something that like it's more impulse, which I think is a little easier to get in the market for than someone willing to give you money every month.
Yeah, per
That's a
Patreon.
commitment. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Patrons are commitments. That's harder to get people to do.
So yeah, what have you guys been playing or watching?
I saw Solo.
I
It was a
hear
lot better
it's
than
not
expected.
doing well. Like
It's
box
not
office
doing
wise.
well.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
sorry. Money-wise,
Like,
yes,
opening
it is
weekend
doing
was,
well.
yeah.
So yeah,
Sorry.
so
Apparently
opening
weekend
so
wasn't so good.
yeah, so compared to like others, the thing is that it's actually making good money compared to other Star Wars films. It's the worst as far as just opening weekend wise.
Do you think it's just fatigue or is there something else?
I
Maybe
actually
it did
think
kind of sneak up on me.
no,
like,
that's the
a
thing.
Star Wars movie
I think
before
it was
Christmas.
horrible marketing.
What?
I really think it was horrible marketing because think of it. It came the weekend after Deadpool. and I really felt like the advertising was not doing a good job. Like I really didn't feel as inundated with it as because it snuck up on me too.
Is it doing better than Deadpool?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't checked the numbers.
Yeah,
though.
I don't know either. I usually don't.
I don't know. I know it's like it's making profit. Well, the main place it's not making any money is overseas, which actually makes sense. The movie is how do I explain this? It's not the movie is basically a space western, so for Americans it's very familiar to us as a cultural thing. I could see how overseas it wouldn't be not necessarily well received, but just kind of like, you know what I mean? It's not as I don't know. It does feel very like American culture as far as kind of the Western themes it's trying to emulate, which makes sense. Which is one of the reasons I like it. It's kind of like a space western, but it's really I was pleasantly surprised of how good it was. Especially since I really wasn't sure what to expect. I was not super impressed by the actor for Han.
Yeah.
But he did a lot better than I think the thing I liked about Han was and I guess this is up to what people like or dislike, but I particularly liked it. It's kind of him starting out, so he's super optimistic and just kind of, he's not super jaded. And it makes sense for someone like Han to start off this way. Like, he's trying really hard to be the cool outlaw kind of thing. And what does that do? And because the whole theme of it is kind of like, you're actually a good guy, Han Solo. Don't try to make it sound like you're some bad guy, which is kind of his overarching theme in Star Wars anyway. So that's really cool. Like, for instance, kind of an example of, like, him being super optimistic. You know his famous line of, I have a bad feeling about this?
I saw that in the trailer.
Yeah, there's a part in the film where he just says, I have a great feeling about this. And I don't know, I just think it really, like, tells, oh yeah, he's young and he's optimistic, you know, and he does become jaded later. I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun. But the thing is that it kind of ends very suddenly. I'm pretty sure they were trying to set it up for a second movie. I just don't know if they're going to do it or not.
Solo 2? Really?
Yeah, they really set it up for one. I just don't know if they're going to do it or not. We'll see. Or they're just trying to set it up for, like, books and comics, which could also be true, too.
The budget is about 250 million, and they've done about 200, apparently.
Yeah.
They'll make it back eventually.
Yeah, I think they'll get it back. Well, because it did get really good reviews. Like, word of mouth and, like, anecdotal and critically reviews were pretty high. So
Could
I think,
just be
like...
fatigue.
I think it's a mix. Yeah, I think it's fatigue, and again, I think it's just really bad marketing and bad timing. Week after Deadpool.
Would you say the people that would be wanting to watch Solo would be the people who grew up with at least the original trilogy, if not the second trilogy?
I'd say only the original trilogy people care about Solo.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if
so a lot of the two new Star Wars movies, they got a lot of like new people into it, like kids and all that, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
It also could be because as much as I liked episode 8, it was not very well received, so that could be it too. People were just kind of like, "Oh, that was bad. I don't know about this one."
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. But I was quite pleasantly surprised.
So did you enjoy it overall?
Robot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it overall quite a bit. My only complaint really is I love Donald Glover. I think he's great as Lando. But I think overall he didn't have much characterization. There wasn't a lot of growth with him. I was expecting a bit more, but he was really just kind of a side character, very much, which is what he was in the Star Wars universe anyway.
Yeah.
But I thought there'd be a bit more with him, and there is some depth, but...
I would think he was the main supporting actor.
He doesn't really play like one. He really doesn't play like one. Yeah, he's good, and I mean, what's really funny is I read a interview he did where he got to talk to the guy who originally planned Lando, because of course he grew up with Lando and he loved Lando, obviously.
Yeah.
And he got to talk to the guy who played him originally and was like, "Hey, do you have any tips? You know, how do you get into character? Blah blah." And the guy just kind of looked at him, rolled his eyes, and went, "Be charming." And you can tell Donald took that to heart. Literally everything he does, which is cool. And again, like, there is some depth, but I personally felt like there wasn't enough. He was almost more like comic relief in some cases. A charming comic relief, don't get me wrong, but
in a lot of cases when it comes to like prequels like this, you already know what they're gonna become. It's just like kind of connecting the dots.
Yeah. And that's, I think, but it's really cool here is seeing Han Solo be more. That's why I really liked the fact that they really do portray him as very optimistic and kind of just, I'm trying to be a cool cowboy, like literally is kind of what he's trying to do. And they show his growth and kind of the hardships and his motivations, which all pretty much reasonably make sense for what I think that's the thing, is like how they portray Han Solo, in my opinion, makes sense. They took what they kind of saw in the movies and tried to go to a logical conclusion that to me makes a lot of sense.
Does he meet Chewie in the movie, or does he start with always Chewie?
He meets Chewie.
Is he an Imperial soldier when he meets Chewie?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just trying to suss out how much they've changed from the old canon and how much
I was just about to ask you, were you into the EU Solo stuff?
I don't know it. I don't know it, so I couldn't tell you. But yes, basically, kind of a spoiler, not really, because that happens pretty early on. He joins the Imperial Army for a hot sec.
I mean, if they didn't do that, that'd be very bad, because in the original movies, Han has the yellow stripes on his pants, which show he served in the military as a Corellian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know fully if they did that correctly. I couldn't tell you, but yes, he definitely. There are scenes of him in the middle of like a battle. It's pretty funny. Not funny, but it's interesting. Yeah, but his relationship with Chewie was really nice. They very much just played it off of as a like, we trust each other. We got each other's back, because they basically do kind of save each other, and the theme is that they are the only two that can really trust each other, really. And that stays. So that's pretty awesome.
Can't trust Lando, that's for sure.
I think there are rumors about them looking into creating a Boba Fett movie.
I've heard that.
Yes, I think that's big. No, well, at first they were going to, then it was canceled,
and
now
reactions to it is like, we want a Leia movie.
It's just like that video game. What? I mean, I don't really want a Boba Fett movie, because Boba Fett, like, one of the things that makes Boba Fett great is how mysterious he is. You know more about that, he's less cool.
Yeah.
But I also definitely don't want a Leia movie.
You did so much with him, so I don't know.
I just don't want any more of these.
Yeah.
I want an Akbar movie, that's what I want.
Oh, I would watch that. You kidding me? He's so good.
People are like talking about just having a Lando movie too.
I'd watch that.
Might be interesting. I mean, if I just want to see Donald Glover kind of give him more character, because again, like he's fun, but he's just not really that like complex. There's one kind of element of complexity, and that's kind of it. Oh, I will say the droid in this movie. There's always a droid.
There's always a droid.
Oh,
the droid's always
so
the
good.
best.
She's so good. I love her.
Who voices her? Let me look it up.
I don't know who voices her, but she's so funny. Oh my gosh. I love what Star Wars is doing with their droids in these movies. They're just going like, let's make up a ridiculous character and go with it. Rogue One's droid was amazing. This one, L3 I think is her name in this movie. She's amazing. Oh my gosh. She's so funny.
Who is it? Who's the guy who does the Metal Gear Solid games? What's his name? Kojima. I think I heard the story about Kojima where he'll create characters. He'll give those character descriptions to his artists. They'll draw the artists. They'll draw the characters, and he'll just shuffle them. Because they're like, oh, a military man. I'm gonna draw a big, strong guy with a crew cut. It's like, well, now his personality is the craven thief, just to subvert expectations and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. It's always interesting hearing the process of characters. That's amazing.
Her name's Leet. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I don't know what she's from.
I don't know, but she's amazing. Her voice is great, and her character is so funny. I love it.
Oh, she's in Broadchurch. Season 2.
I think you guys will really appreciate her for what she is. I don't want to spoil it.
I mean, I always with the robot. It's a fact.
Yeah,
it'd be hard for them to ruin it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because she's whatever you think she's gonna be like, it's probably not that. It's just so good. Anyway, just watch it. Honestly, Solo's worth it for her. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, it's a Star Wars movie. I have to see it on a big screen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did get to see Solo, so that was cool. I don't think I saw anything else. I haven't really played much else. My partner's playing through Mass Effect 2 right now, so that's been pretty fun, seeing all the choices that she's making. So we're getting through that. It'll be sad having her go through Mass Effect 3, though. No. And I made, though, the probably the terrible but long time coming decision. I finally bit the bullet and bought Fire Emblem Fates, the Birthright version. Mostly what spurred this decision was, I looked at my games for my 3DS and went, I don't want to replay this, or I don't want to play this. And I looked at Fire Emblem Awakening and went, I want to play a game like this, but I don't want to replay this game. And then I was like, I always wanted to get the Fates game, but there's 3 of them. That's a lot of money. And then I found out, I had no idea, but if you buy one of them, the other 2 are 50% off each. So I was like, oh, that's a lot less expensive. So
are you gonna buy the rest?
Later, yeah. Eventually.
So why Birthright?
So
isn't there one is easier than the other one or something?
Yeah, well, okay, basically, yes. One, because they're kind of 2 different sets of the storyline, but yeah, Birthright and Conquest, and then the third one is only downloadable content. That's different. Yes, Birthright is kind of seen as the easier one. Conquest, basically, Birthright is kind of seen as, like, the newer style of Fire Emblem, like Awakening. Conquest, apparently, is more like the older style of Fire Emblem. So I figured, because the other 2 have to be downloadable content, so I decided to get one that was a cartridge. I could download it all, but I didn't have room in my 3DS, and I didn't want to start deleting games. So I figured, okay, I'll have one that's a cartridge. And I was trying to decide which one, and I figured, well, Birthright is easier, so I might want to start with that anyway, and maybe that means I might like it better, because I think it's a bit more, like, less, difficult and less stressful. So that's why. Not really any other reason why. I think Conquest is the more popular one, which probably explains why I was able to find Birthright for like $2 off, $2 cheaper. That's okay. I'm sure I will like them all. But yeah, no real reason. I just thought, well, it's easier and more like Awakening, and I really, really liked Awakening, so let's make that the base game. But yeah, soon I'll be fighting people, making romances, and making babies, so that's going to be exciting. Making babies.
I watched Isle of Dogs yesterday.
Hooray!
How was it?
I was surprised that it was even released. I think you watched it for like a couple months ago?
Yeah.
At least over a month ago for sure.
Yeah, it was just released yesterday. I want to like try to find like Avengers or something, right? Or maybe Solo or whatever. I was like, oh, I love dogs. I'll watch that instead. And I really like it. It's I just love all the dogs, all the characters that were given, and I like that you don't understand everything the characters say because they're speaking in Japanese without translation. Not all the time. I just because the dog, even the dogs are like, do anybody speak his language? So it's just like, it's just really funny. So it's really weird, and I just love it. I just love like weird Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if it's still the theaters around here anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I might have missed that
I doubt it.
bandwagon.
I think Jurassic Park's out this week.
Yeah, it's
is
coming
it?
out next week for me.
I see posters for
wow.
it. I don't know if it's this
Is
week
it
or next
really?
week.
Oh my!
June
See, my
4th, I believe.
June
Okay.
4th? Oh wow.
That's a Monday here, so probably not.
Yeah, it's
that.
a Monday over here.
Yeah, Monday too.
I'll find it.
Oh.
Yeah, the only reason I'm like, oh geez, is because my partner is super into Jurassic Park. Like, she adores Jurassic Park, but she didn't really like Jurassic World all that much. Like, she didn't really like she only really liked the first one, let's be honest. But like, she is really not looking forward to this movie, but of course she's gonna go see it. So I'm trying to think of when it is, just so I know when she's gonna be sad. When is it? When's it coming out?
June 22nd.
Oh, wow. Oh, never mind. It's later this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, June 22nd. All right. I got a while before she cries. We're good.
This one looks extra, like it's trying to be really scary. I don't know if it will be. The trailers are like, oh man, it's real dark and mysterious, and they're loose, and then in the city, and then there's eating people in the water. Oh, scary.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt that way, because I watched Jurassic World. I'm pretty sure the only reason I saw Jurassic World is because I watched it with one of my best friends, and she saw it because she's in love with Chris Pratt. I think that's the only reason I saw it. Otherwise, like,
watch a Jurassic movie for the humans and not the Van
Watch it for Jeff Goldblum.
Listen, she has her thing. I was just tagging along because she needed a friend. I don't have a huge like love for Jurassic Park. It's fine. Like I didn't really grow up with it though, so I was like, oh, okay, it's a movie. But yeah, I remember like the Jurassic World was almost kind of seemed like not really funny, but just kind of like dinosaurs, kind of thing. But this one, yeah, you're right. Seems more like it's a horror film, and I'm not sure how to feel about that.
I'm looking forward to Venom, and I know it's gonna suck, but I'm still gonna watch it. Fuck it.
Oh, you think it's gonna suck?
I
have no idea.
I agree. I agree with everything you just said. I'm gonna see it. It'll probably suck.
Yeah.
Did you hear? Apparently, Marvel got like made fun of them for how they pronounce
symbiote.
Symbiote. I hadn't heard that. Oh dear.
Yeah, I didn't read the details.
There was anybody watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah,
I know of it.
I've seen a few episodes.
Yeah, the one that kept saying symbiote is like this really funny character from Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's funny.
It kind of, that like when you're scratching like a whiteboard, like a blackboard, that kind of sound. Yeah, it kind of made me feel that way whenever I heard that word being said that way. It's really annoying me.
I'm
symbiote.
sorry.
No, it's not Simba. Okay.
Simba.
Speaking of Marvel stuff, like, I have a problem. I haven't watched like any Marvel TV shows like at all, and I never even heard of Cloak and Dagger. But I have a problem. I have one of my guilty pleasures as far as like story tropes are like karmic couples, romantic or not, and I want to watch Cloak and Dagger. Just
I don't know
because,
what you mean by karmic couple.
Just basically like two people that like are for whatever reason forced together by fate or other power that be, whether it's romantic or otherwise. I have
the
a
Bodyguards movie with Ryan Reynolds and
yeah, kind of yeah, just like two people that like
Samuel
other
Jackson.
like yeah, just for whatever reason two people are forced together. It could be circumstances, but I also like it when it's like some other power thing, like Cloak and Dagger, like that whole concept.
Have you seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? That's the best one of all time.
No, but I probably should if it has to do with that. What did you just say?
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Okay. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I have heard of it.
I really
Looks
really
like I'll
like
have to look it up.
There's
But
one
anyway.
sleigh scene with a bicycle, everything. We got it. Yes. Cloak and Dagger's more of that.
Okay.
Probably.
But yeah. So anyway, but I have no I forget what Cloak and Dagger is on, but like it's not on anything I use, so I can't watch it. I'm so mad. That's okay though. Oh well. Tear.
I also that game that you been wanting for Far Lone Sales.
Yes. I saw you posted a review of it.
Yes, there's a review of it on my channel, and It is a... You have it, right, Fo?
Yep, I have it. I'm going to play it once I finish one of the games I'm currently playing. It's next on the top of the queue right now.
I think you'll like it. It's a 2D side-scroller platforming post-apocalyptic adventure game, which uses mainly the vehicle to like progress through the levels and the story, and each like roadblock is like a puzzle section. And I personally felt the game gave a very like, I guess it depends on the person, but for me it gave me a very hopeless feeling. Just felt hopeless. Yeah,
that's not what I want to feel.
I don't like those. I really don't like
that's
those
the thing,
media.
Though. It's hopeless, as in because that's how I felt playing it and reaching the end of it. As in, like, I think other people might look at it differently because it has no words, no spoken dialogue whatsoever. So it's like really up to your own interpretation of it.
Yeah. Well, what was the recent-ish big game that was the similar genre? I mean, the where you're the little boy running through the fields, and then you're the
Limbo?
fleshy blob. Inside, yes. I think it's gonna be similar to Inside.
Oh, okay.
That's what I expect, but I don't know.
Actually, I really love the vehicle mechanic
the
of it.
sail thing.
Yeah. Because you have like multiple like sections in the vehicle. It's a big thing that you go into and you can jump around. And there's one part where it's like the fueling section where you put literally anything that can be used as fuel. There's another part where it's an acceleration. There's an emergency brake. There's like the repair and there's a thing to repair and to put out fires. There's also up top. There's like you can put up the sails. I just love the whole like needing to move around in the vehicle.
Yeah, I do
to
like
press
that.
buttons. Yeah, I really love that. It's just a really good game, and I feel, and it didn't overstay its welcome. I finished it about 3 hours, 4 hours. It's a very nice
cool.
length. Yeah,
it's a good amount of time.
Yeah, and just the mechanics of it and everything just put together, I feel for the price is actually pretty. It's a really good game. I really recommend it. I love it. So yeah,
good. Looking forward to it now.
I also finished Resistance 3 on the PS3 because I recently got a PS3 again.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
all right.
I was just feeling really nostalgic and really missing a lot of the games I didn't play, and so yeah, I have a PS3 and a bunch of games now. Resistance 3 is pretty. I only bought Resistance 3 because, from what I've heard, it's like the best one maybe. But it's made by Insomniac, which made the Ratchet and Clank series. So it's a first-person shooter. You fight aliens and all that in the 50s. So it's like, use humans like realistic, quote unquote. But there's also the whole like different guns, like the thing they did in Ratchet and Clank. Like there's a bunch of different guns. So there's also that in Resistance 3, and it's just really cool. You have a revolver that shoots out grenades.
That's amazing.
It's fucking amazing. It's an amazing gun. It levels up the more you use it and all that. So it's a very fun romp. Overall.
What's that game called?
Resistance 3.
Okay.
Basically, there's like aliens taking over, and you fight those aliens.
It's up to us.
Pretty much. Linear first-person shooter.
Never played a game that did that before.
So creative.
No, that's a bad thing. It's fine.
No.
So
glitches are only bad when they're used badly.
Yeah.
So that's
nothing's
my
original
week.
anyway.
Yeah. That's my week.
I didn't play anything. I've just been trying to catch back up from all the vacation I've been taking. So I've just been working pretty much. I'm watching Westworld. That's the thing I'm watching right now.
How's that going?
It's great. It's real
Episode
good.
what now?
5 or 6 was this week's. Yeah, I think it's 5. I'm not sure. Of season 2.
I'm always wary about sequels to like shows with that kind of like deep philosophical meaning and like mysteries, because like usually at the end of season 1, you may not have all the answers, but you have quite a lot of the answers. So what does season 2 bring? You know?
Yeah, I think this was written to be at least 2 seasons, probably more. So it's paced out well and intentionally.
So is Samurai World a thing or not?
Is Samurai? Oh yes, it is. Yep, they go there episode 4 or 3 or something like that, and it's friggin' awesome.
Ooh, that's nice. I might just want to watch it for that though. Actually.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm reading a comic book I think you'd like right now called Usagi Yojimbo, and it reminds me a lot of Samurai Jack. I think it predates Samurai Jack. It's basically just like a samurai comic, but all of the characters are animals. So the main character is like a bunny rabbit.
Is that Yojimbo like a wandering samurai, or is that a Ronin?
That's Ronin.
Yojimbo is more of like a guard. It's like a guardian, kind of like a
guardian of a shogun.
No, not a shogun. Yojimbo, as far as I know, is kind of like a hired guard or something.
Okay.
At least that's how I've heard it used. I mean, there's the movie Yojimbo, but yeah, Yojimbo apparently just means a bouncer or a bodyguard. Bodyguard, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word bodyguard. Yojimbo is basically a bodyguard.
Ah, okay.
I don't know the historical context. I just know, like, whenever I've seen it used in any kind of...
It's a Japanese word for bouncer or bodyguard, okay.
Yeah. That's all I know. The movie Yojimbo is pretty good.
I think it could just mean basically samurais that guarded anything, pretty much.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think it's also got a modern connotation. But yeah, like I said, like how I knew it was used is like an official body. It might be maybe a hired samurai bodyguard. I don't know. I mean... Who knows?
There's an Akira Kurosawa movie called Yojimbo.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was mentioning. It's a pretty good. I was gonna say Yojimbo's a pretty good movie. Yojimbo. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yojimbo.
I don't know.
Yojimbo. Okay.
Yeah. They pronounce
everything.
Heard
it both. Yeah, I've heard it both ways, so I wasn't sure. Yojimbo.
Oh no, it should be Yojimbo. They don't silent anything unless there's like a dialect, maybe.
It might be. I don't know. Whatever.
Akira Kurosawa.
Akira Kurosawa.
So
I'm sorry, Akira.
Yeah. News?
Are you loving the LeBron meme right now, Shar? Seems like right up your alley.
Which one?
The one where his teammate is trying to run down the clock.
Oh my
and
god.
He's just like, you're going the wrong way. His face is so funny.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on, and it's the best thing ever.
So just for context, LeBron James is one of the best basketball players in the world, I assume. I'm just gonna mention it like nobody watches basketball here.
He's definitely one of the names that I know.
LeBron James is one of the best basketball players in the world and of all time, basically. He's 6'8", he's 270 fucking pounds, and he moves like he's 6 feet. Son of a bitch, he's not human. And he's like 34 years old now, and he still moves the way he does since he's younger. Anyways, so he plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They reached the NBA Finals, and their opponent is the Golden State Warriors, which is a historically amazing team because they have 4 all-time players on the fucking team at the same time in their peaks. All at the same time. Son of a bitch. It's not fair at all. So, LeBron played out of his fucking mind in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And they were tied with 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock. His teammate misses the free throw to put them up by 1. His other teammate rebounded the ball and thought they were up and ran the clock all the way down. And they played overtime and lost. And the meme is LeBron James wondering, what the fuck are you doing?
his like, go, they're going the wrong way.
I just saw the picture. It's so epic.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so expressive. It's awesome.
So good.
Because he's like, like, what the fuck, man? And this player, he is known to be a bonehead. That's his reputation. He's like really talented, like physically, but mentally he's not close to what his physical body is able to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
His basketball IQ is really, really bad. And this is not the first time he's done this.
Oh my gosh.
So on the NBA subreddit right now, people are posting all sorts of like, funny shit about this. And there's one newspaper article back when the guy, J.R. Smith, when he played for the New York Knicks, I didn't know we were down, or I didn't know we were tied, or something like that. I didn't know what the score was. So yeah, history repeating itself. Yeah.
His expression's just so full of why.
If you see the video of that thing from another angle, you can see J.R. Smith's mouth saying, "I didn't know we were tied," or something like that. I didn't know what the score was. In game 1 of the NBA Finals, he did not know what the score was.
Not part of the job description.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's another great picture too he's got doing this. Oh man.
And he played out of his mind. He could not have played better. That was crazy.
So funny.
Oh, and he was open for a shot too, actually. And his teammate had a very clear lane to give the ball to him. But he wanted to run the clock down because they thought they were up. He thought they were up. So the guy who missed the free throw is probably really relieved right now because all the pressure is off of him.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't...
Yeah, right? I was like, oh, nobody remembers I missed a fucking free throw. Everybody just remember Bonehead. So yeah.
I've seen the video. He's so pissed. Oh gosh, sorry. All right, we can get into news now. This just made my day. I don't even watch basketball, but that just made my day.
Yeah, everybody should know about this. Like seriously, go ahead and look it up.
Gosh.
So,
right.
Not much in terms of news. A couple of games were announced or teased.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go with the Pokemon stuff first.
Yes. Oh, goodness.
So, 3 Pokemon games are coming out for the Switch.
Yes.
So, Pokemon Let's Go has 2 versions. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And it's not a companion, right? It's like a game that connects to your Pokemon Go via Bluetooth.
I think you can play it by itself.
Yeah, you can play by itself.
It also connects to your Pokemon Go. So I have heard it's a combination of. Yeah, I've heard it's a combination of Pokemon Yellow with Pokemon Go, which I only know of Pokemon Yellow. I didn't play it.
So I believe it's in the Kanto region with the original 151.
Yes.
Pokemon. And there are no battles. You just capture the Pokemons like you do in Pokemon Go. They will also come up with a peripheral, which is a controller in the shape of a Pokeball.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm not sure how you're going to use it. I'm not sure if you're going to throw it at a screen or what, but...
So far, it looks like you're supposed to do this, which to me is just asking for trouble, but whatever.
Yeah. They should probably have like a strap.
Yeah, wrist strap, just like the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I don't know is because I started Pokemon Go when it first came out, like everybody did, and then I stopped for a while. I got mostly back into it because my partner's super into it, and so I kind of do it like when there's big events coming on and I collect and stuff like that. So I kind of like my favorite Pokemon or whatever. But you kind of have to go around and gain Pokeballs, or else you have to kind of spend real life money to get Pokeballs. I'm wondering how. Yeah. So I'm like. How does this gonna work? Yeah, that's the whole
microtransaction thing. And Pokemon Let's Go is not a free-to-play game.
That's fine.
I'm not really sure how much it will be. I think it will be like a $40 title.
It is not fine in conjunction with that.
So I'm not. I'm pretty. Since it's like a Pokemon Go like 2.0 maybe. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be microtransactions. So yeah.
I assume we'll see.
It's not even a freemium game. It's a paid game plus microtransaction games. Nintendo's getting into the game. I don't think this is their first time doing a full game with microtransactions, though, right?
Probably not, but it's the first time I've probably really heard of it.
I have no idea.
But they're going to be making a crap ton of money on it, so...
Oh, yeah. So, Pokemon Quest is also another game, and that one's free to play. That one is, aesthetic-wise, the art style-wise, is Minecraft. And it's going to be released on the Switch as a free-to-play title, and also on mobile. But mobile is going to be later than the Switch. I think a couple months down the line or something. Okay. So I might check it out. Nintendo don't really release their games worldwide. They release it, mostly in major markets like Japan and the North America and the Europe.
Yeah.
So,
right.
If I can try it out, I'll try it out. And they also mentioned that in 2019, a mainline Pokemon RPG will be out for the Switch.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just waiting for Phoenix Wright, man. Phoenix Wright.
I know, that's what I'm waiting for.
Give me something.
Give me something. I mean, they're like I said that one time, they're doing it waves. They're gonna redo all the games for the Switch, and then there's apparently gonna be a new game coming out. So
if I can get all 4 of the DS games plus Mall's Investigation plus the 3DS ones and a new one on the Switch, I might just rebuy all of them.
I know from what I heard, the article I read, which was a while ago, what it was is you were going to be able to get the first 3 games and then Apollo Justice and the 3DS games that, like, came to America, not the one that never came over here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about
that, like the ancestors during the
it's during the older
time. Yeah. Not samurai. That's a feudal Japan. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't actually
Yojimbo
know
Japan or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yojimbo Japan. But I don't know if Investigations is going to be ported to the Switch.
I doubt it.
That's the only thing I don't know. But I do know. But that was the idea: was the first 3 games, then Apollo Justice plus the 2 3DS games, and then a new game. That's the last thing I
They would be smart to do it now because a lot of people that are on the Switch are rebuying games they already have.
Yep. So I mean, it's makes sense.
If they want money, they would re-release the 4 and the Mall's Event, and
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. I mean, listen, I don't blame them. I almost caved in and bought Skyrim for the Switch. I didn't, but I almost did.
There's a rumor that Fortnite will be coming to the Switch.
Wow, I'm surprised it already hasn't.
Yeah. It's gonna be huge if it does come out.
That would be pretty big.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would.
I wonder if there's a market for it. I don't think it's a system.
The question is, by the time it comes out, will it still be a thing?
I know, that's the problem. Will it still be popular enough? We'll see. True. Battle Royales are here to stay, so we'll see.
Oh, PUBG is suing Fortnite. I totally forgot about that.
Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. I remember I thought I mentioned this at one point, and now it's come back again.
No, it's like an old thing, and then I don't know why it's back.
It's not an. Yeah, it's they were talking about how they felt like Fortnite was infringing on their copyright.
That's right.
Okay. And now they are taking action, not in the US, but in Korea. They're suing Fortnite. My God, PUBG, Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck's wrong?
I was hearing this joke. I remember I read about this, and the joke I made about it. You guys know Cards Against Humanity, right?
Yes.
So when Cards Against Humanity came out, because they were taking forever to come out with more editions of it, there were other kind of third-party, I guess you'd say, games kind of making up. So, for instance, Crabs Adjust Humidity and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I saw that game recently, actually. I was like, oh, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, we have it.
Ooh, so is it good?
Cards Against... It's actually pretty... Yeah, Crabs Adjust Humidity is actually pretty funny. Because it's not as, like... Yeah, it's actually pretty worth it. I was quite surprised
how funny. It's not
like
crass like Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, it's not as... It's just not... It's not as... I mean, it's crass, but not... You know how, like, Cards Against Humanity takes it, like, to the 11?
Is it the same?
It's the same, yeah. I mean, pretty much. It's just not as crass. It's like, Cards Against Humanity takes it 11. These guys are more like at a 9. So it's a little... Like, it doesn't pass... To me, I
was hoping there was like another mechanic or something.
No, it's the same game. It's literally the same game. It's just adding extra cards. So, but when that whole thing happened, the guys who made Cards Against Humanity, they were originally thinking of suing. And their lawyers basically, the story goes, that their lawyers basically convinced them not to, because they were like, if you do that, you are opening a can of worms for Apples to sue you. Because basically Cards Against Humanity is basically Apples, but for adults. So they decided not to, which is part of the reason why they're hesitant.
Be on the side of, let's say they did take action against, like, Crabs Against Humidity, let's say. Would a court even take their side because they're trying to copyright an idea?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are you saying if Cards Against Humanity went to court,
do they have a case?
I don't know.
You can copyright mechanics and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, some things you can.
You can copyright a collection of mechanics.
Yeah, they would try. I mean, when it comes to things like copyright, there's tons of things people try. I mean, we talked about, wasn't it here, like, a few months ago, we talked about how someone tried to copyright, like, Cyberpunk, the word, or something like that?
Yeah.
People will try.
Yeah.
Will they have a case? I think it's hard to say. It depends on the judge and how they rule it.
Wasn't that
the
company that made The Witcher?
I don't know.
Yes.
Right? Because of Cyberpunk 2077? Yeah.
Cheesers. But yeah, so would they have a case? I don't know. It really would depend. They might be able to get some good enough lawyers to do it, but again, if they did that, I think Hasbro owns Apples to Apples, that would just open for them to get litigated the hell out of it as Hasbro, whoever owns Apples to Apples, so they didn't.
Because it doesn't matter who puts in the application, right? Because if you can prove you did it first, like if Cyberpunk, let's say which is weird because they are adapting the game who the guy created the term, I believe, Cyberpunk. He's the guy who created the pen and paper RPG, and he's working with
I see.
I can't remember the name. Who are the people that made Witcher?
I don't know.
CD Projekt.
Yeah. CD Projekt, yeah. So that's just weird.
Yeah, it's when it comes to copyright, what you can copyright, that's when things get really, really sketchy. Because, for instance, I think Apple copyrighted, like, the shape of their phones or something like that, or at least they tried to. I don't know if they actually did or not, but, like, that's
I think they
a thing.
copyrighted, like, how the face looks with the button at the bottom, that they're small.
I thought it was actually literally, like, the rectangular shape of it that's kind of unique to Apple.
I'm pretty sure they do have a copyright on how the front looks with the button on the bottom.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, people try to copyright all sorts of things. Technically, Happy Birthday, the song, is copyrighted. Which is why you actually never hear it in a movie. Or if you do, like, they try to trail it off or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. Certain restaurants will still do, but yeah, like, because it's technically copyrighted. It's weird. Copyright's a weird
Michael Jackson, right?
thing. I thought at this point it was actually owned by Disney.
By Disney? Okay.
I think that's what I heard. I could be wrong, but last I heard, I think it was owned by Disney. Which would make sense because I think I've heard the Happy Birthday song, if I've heard it, would probably be in Disney movies. But that's what I heard. I could be wrong, though. I haven't actually looked it up. But I know it's copyrighted technically. That's why movies really can't sing
I love it.
I
saw, I think a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was for Battlefield 5, the new one that everybody hates because females.
The realism, guys.
Yeah, I think NVIDIA had like a teaser gameplay kind of thing on their channel, and EA claimed copyright.
Oh man,
that was funny. That was so funny. I'm not sure if that picture was doctored or whatever, but
that would be really funny if that's true.
I don't think it's not true.
I know, I wouldn't put plastic EA, let me put you that much.
Yeah.
Speaking of Battlefield 5, I'm kind of moving the conversation along. So the guy, I heard, I guess kind of a piece of news. I mean, not really. It's just kind of a kind of piece of news.
Who are they hating now?
No, they're not hating anyone. It's just the guy whoever's like in charge of Battlefield 5, I don't know his name, the director or whatever.
Yeah.
He basically came out and was just like, we hear ya, we're not changing anything. So it was just kind of a nice screw you to all the haters out there. It was kind of nice.
Take notes, Blizzard. Don't back down.
Yeah, exactly.
Blizzard? Why Blizzard?
That's the Tracer thing with
the butt.
The butt.
Tracer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I guess the big one. I mean, Pokemon's pretty fucking big. I'm not saying it's not
pretty
big. Yeah,
that's pretty big.
But the other big one, similar in size, is Fallout 76.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
isometric.
That one is it?
Right?
What?
Did I misread a conversation?
I have no idea.
Doubt
it's totally possible.
I highly doubt it. Because according to sources, is going to be an online survival RPG.
It could be isometric. And that.
No, I don't think they will move back to isometric though. Because they're gonna expand
like
on the
Story.
whole base building aspect that Fallout
somebody wants to go back
see.
to first Fallout, I see.
Yeah. So yeah.
I've never played a Fallout game.
Yeah, I actually haven't either, but the first game was very different from
I never really actually
3.
played properly. I mostly played it for the base building in Fallout 4, so this is actually something I'm interested in because base building, so...
Okay, got it, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's a logical thing to try to make. I'm just curious how it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably
But
try
it
to
is
kill each
online,
other.
so I hope there's like a... Apparently, there's also going to be like a single player, like...
Okay, they're gonna.
There's not much news
yet.
there. It's all just like sources and like nothing's nothing's official yet. But Fallout 76 is the the Fallout fans are basically coming out. Oh, Fallout 76 is the first vault or something. It's like
Oh.
it means
Oh,
something.
is that what 76? Okay.
Yeah, it means something in the lore,
world,
everything. Yeah.
None
of them means something.
I'm not the person to ask for Fallout lore, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. Bungie is getting $100 million for a new non-Destiny game.
Lot of bucks.
Wow.
That's a lot of
That's
bucks.
a lot of bucks. I thought
They can make
Destiny
a whole
wasn't
game
doing
with
But are
well.
they able to make a game with
Me
100
too.
million, considering Destiny 1 was 500 million?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, was it that much?
Yeah.
And
That's
Destiny 1 was a disappointment.
It includes marketing.
Okay.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure they doubled it in sales. I think it sold like $1 billion. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure.
Jesus.
But I'm pretty sure they at least made back what it costs.
Was Destiny 2 good? I just know Destiny 1 was a total flop.
I thought Destiny 1 was okay. I haven't played it. I thought it was successful.
What I've been hearing is people prefer Destiny 1.
Okay.
Maybe
I
I'm
don't know.
confusing the games.
Destiny 2 is not getting well received, that's for sure.
You played
Which
it,
was the...
right?
I played it. I mean,
Quite
it
a
was
bit,
fun mechanically. It just was a terrible MMO because you ran out of things to do very quickly. And it was
Yeah.
very, very repetitive and copy-pasted kind of stuff.
Right, that's
right.
what I thought Destiny 1 was, because I'm trying to remember. I think it was Destiny 1. That was the one where it looked really good when the beta came out, and so then a bunch of people did pre-orders, including my brother, and then when it came out, the final game was just a huge disappointment for what you got. Like,
I mean, like,
the game
Yeah.
was super...
it was definitely
little.
like it was definitely a disappointment compared to the
Uh-huh.
hype, but I'm not sure if it's a disappointment compared to Destiny 2.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure which one people are
That's
preferring
bad, because I remember
because
how
people
bad
hate both,
one was.
basically.
Wow. So they're making a third one?
No, it's a non-Destiny game.
We don't know what it is.
Oh,
Other
It's a
than
non-Destiny game.
sorry. I misheard you.
To be
Okay.
fair, if they did make a Destiny game, people will still buy it because people.
I know.
there's still
'Cause they
scheduled
still
like
were.
expansions to Destiny 2, I think.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm not really sure which one this applies to, but I've heard that one of them had better multiplayer content, like raids and stuff. I'm not sure which one it
2's
applies
raids are supposed to be pretty good. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think, I don't.
to. Do you need
I
friends
just
to
remember
enjoy it,
just-
or can you party up with randos and it still be okay? Does it have like a lot of strategy and tactics to it?
So yes. So one, Destiny's in-game party finding things are horrible. They basically don't exist.
Okay.
And two,
Right.
the raids require an insane amount of coordination.
Really?
A very
Yeah, I
high
remember.
amount of coordination.
Yeah.
Because it just
They were
doesn't
hard.
feel like the characters are, very varied in terms of class. Or am I wrong?
Right. I mean, no, yeah. There's no roles. It's kind of you can have
You have classes, though,
6
right?
people. There's 3 classes, but it doesn't. As far as I can tell, it doesn't really matter. You can have all. You can
Right,
have all
right.
the same whatever.
It has different
But-
abilities, but it just doesn't matter so much.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Like they all kill the thing, more or less. But like so the thing that sticks out in my mind that was hard was there was this room where it was a circular room, and you'd have 4 people, one like at say each point, like north, east, south, and west. You'd have 2 people on opposite sides of the circle, even farther out than those 4 people. And the 2 people would run around the circle, and the 4 people had to like be paired up to shoot like a button on their side at the same time to raise a gate for the people to run through. Like while monsters are spawning in and attacking you. And it was really hard. And if you screw up once, it instantly kills everybody. And so I spent like 3 hours doing that, and then stopped and never did it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I just saw a headline about Destiny 2. I didn't really bother to read it because Destiny 2. Basically, people there was a recent event or something, and people spent a bunch of hours on it, and it glitched, and nobody got rewards. I believe. I think so. Basically, it was saying like, Destiny 2 players wasted a ton of hours for glitched rewards event thing.
That's pretty horrible.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what they make. $100 million sounds like a huge MMO.
Yeah, it does. They're probably
Right?
trying to get in on
That
that.
kind of money is, and judging from like them making Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, I don't think they'll be going back to single player shit. Or it could be just like a
boy.
shooter with a multiplayer segment.
Guess we'll see. They might be trying to cash in on that esport.
Oh, maybe they're gonna make a battle royale game.
Yeah.
My money's on battle royale.
That wouldn't be surprising.
I wouldn't be surprised.
My money's on battle royale. Yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
So yeah, I believe the money is from a Chinese internet company. Who are known for publishing Minecraft and most of Blizzard's games in China.
Alright.
Interesting.
So yeah, if it's a Chinese company, it's definitely gonna be multiplayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's for sure. So yeah,
No doubt.
I am dry. I have no more news. You guys want to bring up anything?
I'll just bring this up quickly. We all know about Total Biscuit, who passed away recently. I am sad to say that a former BioWare developer, David Crook, said something that was very much in poor taste, basically saying, like, he was basically, the world was a better place that Total Biscuit had passed away. I don't know the full details, but I think the whole thing was that Total Biscuit was very critical of his games. I don't know.
Yeah, he was critical on, I believe, 2 games that he worked on when he was at BioWare or EA. Currently, he's not a BioWare employee. He's actually an EA employee.
Oh, so
He used to be with BioWare.
Okay, I don't have to feel bad about crapping on him then. Anyway, Crooks is a bad guy. And it's just, people can't be adults on Twitter, I guess, when somebody passes away. Okay, that's good to know. So, not gonna repeat what he said. It's just inappropriate. Completely inappropriate. And that's just, wow, he's a 2-year-old. That's all.
So yeah, you want to bring anything, Fo?
I haven't played anything. I've been super out of touch. I'll something next time.
Tune in next time for things.
The big stinger spoiler. It's the biggest news story of the week. It won't be old news in 2 weeks. It's like I have something ready in my pocket. Although, I guess I was listening to that podcast I've been listening to and keep plugging, Podcast The Ride, where they talk about Disneyland a lot. Apparently, they got to do like an advanced experience for the Star Wars area to Disneyland that they're working on, and it uses like this augmented reality stuff. So they put headsets on, and they look at each other, and they see each other as stormtroopers because they're being disguised as stormtroopers to infiltrate like an Imperial base. And when you get shot, like your vest actually kind of like hits you somehow. They're like, it didn't hurt, but it's very uncomfortable, and I didn't want it to happen again. And so they're trying to like coordinate around corners and like solve like some like Simon Says type game, or not Simon Says, Simon, like the red, blue, yellow.
But it's not
red,
like
blue.
it's not open to the public yet.
The Star Wars area of Disneyland is not open to the public. This experience that they did, I think, was open to the public. It was like in some mall in that area. Like you could go and like, I'm not sure if they put you like in a room or how the space worked out on it, because you're running around in the real world, like a giant Oculus Rift kind of essentially. So I don't know, but it sounded real cool. And K2SO showed up in it, who is awesome. He's the robot from Rogue One.
The potty mouth.
Yeah, the Alan Tudyk robot. Cassian said I had to be here. That kind of stuff.
I love him. God, love him. Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
It's nothing much. In terms of new releases, not significant one, but something that's something that people that have been waiting for. It just released a couple of days ago. It's called Overload, and it's by the people who created a game called Descent. So this is a spiritual sequel to Descent. Descent is the 6DOF, 6 degrees of
freedom.
Those like when you play a ship that can basically move everywhere. Yeah. So these guys, like, I believe Descent is either the original one with that concept or one of the earliest ones and one of the most beloved ones. And they have come up with a spiritual sequel called Overload. So and it's been getting good reviews. So check it out if you like that.
Cool.
So yeah, good place to wrap up.
I think so.
Okey-dokey. Sarah, where can they find you?
Hey guys, you can find me under Sarahscopic, SARAHSCOPIC, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Still kind of in hiatus until probably next month, but New content is being planned, so stay tuned.
Ooh.
I know.
Tantalizing. I'm also on YouTube. I haven't had a video up in like 2 weeks though, but regularly scheduled programming should resume possibly tomorrow. If you're listening to this, it should have already resumed. I don't remember what games I'm playing. I'm still playing Small Radios, Big Televisions, and Lake Ridden, I think it's called. But hopefully those will get finished, and I will switch to... What's the one Char was just talking about? Solo? Something?
Far Lone Sales.
Far Lone Sales.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one? Sorry, real quick. What was the other one I'm looking forward to? It is called Eden Rising Supremacy. So that's in the future. Cool. I'm on YouTube. Foehamner.
Nice. I'm Pupunoob. Pupunoob. I'm everywhere. Do not follow me.
Everywhere.
I have a potty mouth. So yeah.
Flush.
Yeah, this has been episode 135 of the playonultra podcast. And yeah, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.